I'm tired, but I have a little time right now. So I did a video that said this. We are the only beings that have a body part specifically created for pleasure. It has no other purpose, the button that exists, but for pleasure. It is not multifunctional, it is not multi-purpose, it is only for pleasure, which means that many of the religious teachings that a lot of us were given just simply are not true. If a creator created you and created you with a part of your body that had no other purpose but pleasure, that cannot be sinful and that cannot be wrong. So now someone commented, and don't come for this person, but someone commented, how you know that? Now, I don't know which part they're referencing. How do I know that the organ that sits between your other sets of these, how do I know that that's only for pleasure? How do I know that the religious teachings that people have been given are wrong? I don't know, but I'm gonna try and cover all of it. So I can know that this organ is made specifically for pleasure because it literally has no other purpose, and because I've studied male and female anatomy. This particular organ, and it is an organ, sits with the head protruding, but the crura, which are the legs, go through the lips, right? It swells up to 3 times its size, and it's really the I don't want to say the inverse, but if you were to look at it side by side to its male counterpart, it's literally the same kind of structure, if you will. Now, the male counterpart's structure does a couple of different things out of the one hole that's there. There is fluid, there is seed, there is urine. So there's a couple of different wires coming through to exit out of that one space. And so it is multifunctional. It does some different things. Our organ, on the other hand, doesn't do anything except for that beautiful blast of pleasure that you feel. It does not release any fluid itself. Well, it does release lubrication, right? But it does not involve anything with your bladder. It doesn't involve anything with your ovaries, or anything like that. Its only purpose is the pleasure that you feel. So that's just an anatomical, biological fact. So that leads us to the other part. Well, how do you know, for instance, that the religious teachings were wrong? So I'm not here to debate the original teachings because I wasn't there. And a lot of original religious teachings were meant for the times they were in and for the people who received the teaching. It doesn't mean the stories aren't good or helpful now. It just means that some things have been taken out of context. One of them being a woman's pleasure. We cannot, out of one side of our mouth, claim that which created everything, whatever you're calling it, made everything wonderfully and beautifully made, or whatever it is that people say, and out of the other side of our mouths say that, well, that particular organ that women have, well, they shouldn't really receive all of that pleasure from there. And I'm not talking about promiscuity because people jump to that conclusion. Go back to a couple of my videos. There are still people teaching, and look at some of the other people's comments. There's still people teaching that self-pleasure is wrong, even though one would think it would be better to engage in self-pleasure than promiscuity, for instance, right? But no, you're just not supposed to feel anything at all. There are folks who are still thinking that women making noise is sinful, that you're not supposed to be too loud. I just know where I stand. To me, it's like saying I have eyes, but I should walk around blindfolded. I have taste buds on my tongue, but I should only use the front part of my tongue and not the back part. I've got 5 fingers, but I should only use 3. I've got this pleasure button, but I shouldn't use it. It just doesn't make any sense to me that I would limit my body in that way, or that which created me and gave me pleasure to enjoy would want me to limit my body in that way. So I don't know if that answers the question, but that's how I know.